Hey everyone, if you like our content and want to help us grow our channel, you can support us on Patreon, where you also get exclusive behind the scenes content. Otherwise, follow us on these social media platforms where you can help support us. A little goes a long way. Enjoy the rest of this video.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Oh, hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, oh. And this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
Welcome back to another Nonocat video. Today we'll be taking a look at a very cool pistol licensed by EMG, and this is an original prototype designed by Strike Industries. Let's take a look at the 2K-Alpha 2011 GBB pistol. Alright, so here we have the Strike Industries 2K-Alpha, an original prototype design of a 9mm 2011. So this is based off the Marui Hi-capa system, and as you guys can see, it does look fantastic in all black. So the slide and the mid-frame actually sits flush, which gives it a really technical look, and you can see that the slide is ported. The barrel is fluted and does feature an internal 11mm design for you to fit your traces on. Out of the box, it does come with raised sights as well as an optic mount that you can adapt a RMR footprint on. So that is very fantastic, because now you can actually use the iron sights to co-witness through your optic. And it does come with the original plate, which we haven't actually put on here. Comes with a softer hammer spring, and it does feature an original grip designed by Strike Industries. So it looks fantastic and feels really ergonomic. We absolutely love this grip, and the grip itself does adapt standard macros as well, so that is looking very fantastic. Now, one of the other features is that this light is actually made of 6061 aluminium, so that's an additional bonus. It looks very cool. Now, the gun itself is about $200 something on Evike's website. It is actually very fantastic because you do get an optic mount out of the box, as well as suppressor sights. So from what I'm aware, I can't think of too many out-of-the-box guns that actually feature this, especially for a 2011, which means if you were to buy a 2011 style or a Hi-capa style pistol and you're wanting to adapt these on, it actually costs a lot of money. So one of the prime examples is this STI Omni that we have here. You will find other staccato kits for the Marui system, but if anything comes with a optic mount, it usually sits in the range of about 600 to 800 USD, and that's just for the kit alone. So they are very expensive, but with the Strike Industries that we have here, this comes all out of the box. So I love that fact, and it is based on a 2011. So one of the cool things is it does actually use Tokyo Marui magazines as well as Armor Works and WE magazines. So having that compatibility means you can actually use your existing magazines if you already have them. So I absolutely like that. Now, looking cool is one thing, but looks are not everything. So let's take it down to the range and put it through a chrono, test it for trigger response, gas performance, as well as accuracy up to 20 meters. Let's go check it out. So we're going to test it with the original mag and with 2.5s. This is with propane. So, kind of overshot there. But we're getting about 287 at the highest, 253 at the lowest, and about 277. So it's about 280 FPS on 0.25s. And that is with 0.25 grams at 0.96 joules. Alright, so we're going to test the gas efficiency on this. We've filled it up with propane, so we're going to see how many rounds it can do with one fill. So if it runs out of BBs, we're just going to fill it up with BBs again and keep going. So currently it's about 16 degrees Celsius outside. It's a little bit warmer in here, but it shouldn't be too far off. Let's give it a go. So it's 28 rounds and it's locked back. Let's fill it up with BBs. So 55 rounds and it's locked back. So we just ran out. Mag is pretty cold. Well, you can see if we can keep going. 56. So I think 67, it didn't actually chamber around. 68, 69. I think that's about 68 to 70 rounds, and I don't think it's feeding anymore. So that's about a little bit more than 2 magazines. Not too bad, it's pretty good. All right, let's do a mag dump, just rapid fire and semi and see if it can lock back. So it's one full magazine and it's locked back. It did get a little bit weaker at the end, but so far so good. All right, let's do an accuracy test with 10 shots, 20 meters down the range. This is using 0.25 gram BBs. Let's see how we do. Okay, that is 10 rounds. Seems like it's all on the foam at least. Let's check out the results. All right, so we have the 2K-Alpha here. So it's 2K-Alpha. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's about 8 shots in total. We did 10 shots, but we didn't hear it hit anything other than the foam. So the foam is actually a torso size. So that means all 10 shots land on a torso size target. But with the paper, we're only seeing 8 shots, and it's about A4 size in terms of grouping. So not too bad still, considering it is a pistol. Alright, so we've now seen the specs and the stats. I guess performance is quite impressive with the original mag as well. But you know, how does it stack up to actual use? So we're going to take it down to the field and basically try it out in an indoor skirmish, as well as some basic Speedsofting. We're also going to take it down to our weekly casual action area competition night. So let's try it out and see how it stacks up with actual use.
Someone's gonna help me, ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm still being cautious, I'ma go gossip, but they can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame,
Probably.
That's the one to stand by. Swing it, are you ready? Shooter, finish unload check. Definitely hammer out and holster. Stand by. Check, clear, hammer, holster. 2574.
Now let's talk about the pros and cons on the 2K-Alpha. So we'll start off with the pros. One of the first things that stood out to me straight away as being number one is the race sights and optic mount. So this is actually provided out of the box, and that's absolutely fantastic because there aren't many airsoft pistols out there that actually has this option. You can actually add aftermarkets on some models, but not every model out there does come with this. And with the 2011s, in order to add this, it wouldn't be a original part. Now, if it was to be a kit, it gets quite expensive. So having this option out of the box is absolutely fantastic. Now, with the second pro is the slide itself. The 6061 slide is actually not very light, but it actually gives a very good kick, yet retains really good gas efficiency. So with a gas efficiency test, it actually performed brilliantly, and we can see from the slide itself, it is beautifully made, and I absolutely love that. Now, second down is the overall design, which is the third. Strike Industries managed to get looking very cool, very combat and duty looking, yet retaining a lot of the ergonomics of the gun. It feels absolutely fantastic, and it actually grips really nice, which is one of the problems with 2011s for me. But this gun actually feels absolutely nice. You can add optics, lights, and all that. So in terms of the ergonomics and design, I think Strike Industries did a very good job. Now, number 4, the recoil spring is actually not very light. It actually gives a very nice pull, same as your hammer spring and the mag release. So the springs itself that they use in this gun feels really nice. So I don't have to worry about accidentally bumping the mag release or having a very light pull on the slide itself where it wobbles. So that is our number 4. Now, number 5, I really like the fact that this gun can use TM magazines as well as WE and ArmorWorks. So having that compatibility means I can use my current magazines, which are currently Marui's, without having to go and purchase additional ones. These are one of the most used models out there, the Hi-capa, and that means when you're down on the field, there are a lot of people using the same magazines. So if you do, end up forgetting to bring your mags, or if they go faulty, your friends could lend you these magazines. So I love that compatibility. Now, the next one would be the compatibility with TM parts. Now, the gun itself is mostly compatible with TM parts, which is fantastic. So in terms of the lower, from what we can see visually, they are TM compatible. So if you need to swap for, let's say, a steel internals, you could do that. But there is one particular exception, which we'll be talking about in the cons. Now, last but not least, one of the best pros is that this gun is actually really good value for what you're getting. So price versus value, I think it's absolutely fantastic. It performs well. It does come with the race sights and optic mount. So if that's what you're looking for, this is actually one of the most, better pricings for values to have this particular option. So I'm not aware of any GBB pistols out there that could have these options at about 200 USD. So that is absolutely fantastic. Now, with the cons on this pistol, so one of the first things that we realized, so con number 1 was the stiff trigger pull and the very mushy pull that we felt, but that was easily fixed with a new sear spring. Now, with the second one also being fixable was the shorter inner barrel. So with the shorter inner barrel that was floating inside the outer barrel, that caused a bit of accuracy issues. So one of the easy fixes is to swap it out to a standard Hi-capa length inner barrel, which is 113 mil. That helped a lot, but it does bring it above 1 joule. Now, with the third con was the front sight actually came loose out of the box. So when we tried to tighten it, we actually had to remove the fiber optic post that was on there. So you would have to have at least a 1.5 mil fiber optic in order to put it back on. So that is our third con. Now, the fourth one is the optic mount itself. So when we tried to install the Holosun optic, we realized that it did not come with the screws. So when we tried to use the torque screws that came with the Holosun, it did not fit. So we had to find screws that matched the optic mount itself. So that was quite a mission. Last but not least is actually the compatibility in parts. So mostly being TM compatible, except for the blowback unit and nozzle. This was designed so that you could have the optics sitting lower on that slide. But so far with the abuse and the use that we've put this through, it held on pretty well. So we would have no issues with replacing that with the original parts. But being proprietary means you could not adapt aftermarkets or CNC parts into it. So last but not least is that rear side as well. So that is proprietary, like the blowback unit and the nozzle. But the good thing is with a bit of Loctite, it should not fall off. So these are the 6 cons that we have with this particular pistol. Now, some final thoughts to end this video. Overall, I really like the aesthetics of this gun. I think Strike Industries did a very cool job with the design itself, which resembles a combat or a duty 2011. It looks very tactical, and it actually resembles a lot to the STI combat or duty lineup that we have. So we have the DVC Omni here, and you can see that the barrel itself looks quite similar. Overall design looks really similar as well as the new lineup that they have with the staccato. So I think that's my sort of cup of tea, although I don't drink tea, so it's definitely my cup of coffee. And I think Strike Industries really hit the spot with that design, and I absolutely love that. Now, secondly, the overall performance is quite fantastic. So despite the mushy trigger as well as the shorter inner barrel, which were easily fixed, I did find the gun to kick very nicely, has a very nice hard recoil, despite having the heavier slide. So this slide is 6061, but actually does give you a very nice heft. So with that, I was expecting gas efficiency to actually drop, especially with the addition to the optics, but it did not, and then kept, basically kept up pretty well with our skirmishes as well as our action air competition. So in terms of actual performance, I thought the gun actually performed very well. Now, last but not least, one of the things that stood out to me the most, I've been repeating this throughout the video, is the actual use of optic mount as well as raised sights. So there aren't many out-of-the-box options out there that actually includes these. Now, for us to actually adapt these, it does cost a lot of money, and having this out of the box in a $200 gun is just absolutely fantastic, and there are no issues with it except for the lack of screws. But it is much cheaper than building a whole custom Marui gun as such, which would cost easily above 1,000 USD or so. So I'm actually very happy with the design in Strike Industries, and we're getting a lot of comments from customers and people that have seen this in action, so they love it, and I guess Loki here loves it too. You like the gun too? Yeah? I guess Loki likes Combat 2011s as well. Oh look, he's rubbing on the staccato. You like the staccato? What about the Strike Industries? What about the Strike Industries? You like the... Oh, he likes the Strike Industries too! So, that is a thumbs up from Loki for the Strike Industries 2K-Alpha. We have to really thank Evike for sponsoring this pistol. It was really fun, and thank you to George for arranging this. We had an absolute blast using this, and it is a very nice addition to all the Combat 2011s that I have, and I think it's just absolutely fantastic that we're seeing this from EMG. So I look forward to seeing more products like this, especially price for value from EMG. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Nonocat, that's Thunderspear, and this is Loki. We'll see you in the next video. To the test to our local Action Air IPSC weekly night day pew 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 thingy. I don't know what you call it.
Ready? Oh, sorry. That was just a sync clap, sorry. Second clap. Ready? It's a sync clap. I don't know. Clap 3.
Now the third pro, shites. Now the last con would actually be number